strategy has shown us that there is a glitch in the matrix, and you can get infinite money. Basically, that's what it is. Zero interest loans are infinite money. So as more companies find these kind of glitches, they'll tap into them. Metaplanet's another example. It's partially regulatory based because buying spot is punitive. So people will just buy Metaplanet for exposure. So I think there are different glitches in different regions and jurisdictions that let companies tap into this money glitch. And that is good for Bitcoin because it accelerates hyper-Bitcoinization. It accelerates the global wealth that is flowing into Bitcoin.
Welcome back to the channel. Aaron here from the Bitcoin Bros. And you just saw in that clip that was Samson Mao talking about how these Bitcoin treasury companies have found a glitch. He mentioned Strategy and Metaplanet and all the other Bitcoin treasury companies. So we'll be getting a little bit into that today. Stay tuned for all the information we're going to be getting into Bitcoin updates, and then also looking at some Saylor clips at the end of the video. So make sure to stay tuned for all that. But right now we can see Strategy is down around 2% here today. The MNAV, when you look at the enterprise value, is at around 1.72 right now for Strategy. So looking pretty decent here today. If we look at the most actively traded US stocks today, Strategy is still coming in the top 15 here with around $3.21 billion of actively traded volume. And we have BMNR actually out trading Strategy. This is Tom Lee's Ethereum treasury strategy company. And you can see it's up 30% today. So Ethereum has been going up. So the Ethereum treasury companies have been doing very well. Let me know what you guys think about the Ethereum treasury strategy companies. Put it in the comment section below. We've heard Tom Lee come out on CNBC and on the news, and he's saying that Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin by the end of the year and is going to $15,000. It's probably going to do a 3x. So if that happens, these Ethereum treasury companies will do pretty well. But let me know what you guys think about the long-term potential of these Ethereum treasury companies. You guys know from our point of view, we are Bitcoin only. There are some other use cases like for Ethereum and stable coins that definitely make sense. You have Solana and other coins. And a lot of it just makes sense. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts about all that in the comments section below. And if we see where Strategy is in the top 100 US companies, we're up 3 spots today at 93. So it's not a matter of if we're going to be included in the S&P 500, but when. So when that happens, they're going to get allocation banked on their ranking, based on their ranking here. So that's why we always keep you guys up to date. So let's go ahead and get into some Bitcoin updates. Going to start here with the Bitcoin ETF flows. Last week we saw a bunch of outflows, a lot of fear in the market around the bad jobs numbers that came out. And I think a lot of that is being washed away now. People are kind of forgetting about that data. We have CPI coming up, which could potentially swing the market up or down depending on how inflation numbers look. But right now we're starting to see inflows back into the Bitcoin ETFs. And then also just looking at the Ethereum ETFs. Ethereum has had some pretty big inflows here over the past couple of days as well. And Ethereum is really interesting here. It's beginning a lot of inflow from the Ethereum ETF because there's been the narrative around stablecoins, and Tom Lee has kind of put that on Front Street. So I think that's why more capital is flowing into Ethereum here as of late. But outside of that, the biggest news of the week was President Trump signing the executive order to allow 401ks to invest in Bitcoin. There's around $16 trillion of money in 401ks, and some of that could flow into Bitcoin or Bitcoin-related products. So if they're going to invest in a Bitcoin treasury, that money is probably going to be used to buy Bitcoin, or if they're going to invest into one of the perpetual instruments that Strategy has created, that money is going to eventually go into Bitcoin. So this is huge for BTC. And then you can see right here, over 31 trillion in US wealth platform capital is still restricted or prohibited from accessing Bitcoin ETFs. Structural constraints are suppressing flows and creating opportunity. That won't last forever. Data is based on direct conversations with advisors at each platform. So what people aren't really understanding, and what my opinion is on the entire market, is I think all this traditional money flowing into Bitcoin is actually going to remove the 4-year cycles. And as all of these new liquidity levers get unlocked, once all of these go to exposure unrestricted, you're going to have that $31 trillion that can then access the Bitcoin market. And you're going to start to see more flows into BTC. And as time progresses and as the Trump administration continues to be pro-Bitcoin, continues to do things like the 401k Bitcoin ETF, if we potentially get a Bitcoin strategic reserve in the United States where they're going to be going out and actually buying Bitcoin, this is all going to just impact the price of Bitcoin massively, in my opinion. And I think that the 4-year cycles would definitely be dead, especially if we get the Bitcoin strategic reserve. So that's really all I had for today's video. A really quick one here today. I hope you guys are enjoying your Friday. I have a clip from Saylor here at the end that I want you guys to check out. Make sure to like and subscribe. We have new videos coming out every single day. We have live streams every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for watching to the end. My name is Aaron from Bitcoin Bros. I'm out. Let's go ahead and check out this clip here.
The other big news from today, a lot has certainly happened on this Friday, but one of those is what's going on in the gold market right now. You have the Trump administration ruling that gold bars will be subject to tariffs as well, these reciprocal tariffs. So imports of gold will be tariffed, and that's really sending shockwaves through the gold ecosystem. Gold and Bitcoin are also often compared to one another. Bitcoin called digital gold, for example. I wonder if you think this has any ripple effects, positive or negative, for Bitcoin.
It does. Bitcoin is digital gold. It's going to accelerate the migration of capital from physical gold to digital gold. Bitcoin lives in cyberspace. No tariffs in cyberspace. The big appeal of Bitcoin is it's not physical. It doesn't have weight. You can settle anywhere with anybody in a few minutes. And so gold has always been too heavy, too slow, and you can't really ship it across an ocean. And if you do, now you're getting tariffs. So I really think it just reminds everybody why the digital version of gold is better than actual physical gold. And I think it's going to catalyze a new wave of institutional adoption of Bitcoin.
All right. Crypto is stateless. It's hard to tariff. Michael, have to leave it there. Really enjoyed speaking with you, though. That is Strategy Executive Chairman Michael Saylor.